Greetings, YouTube. Welcome back to the channel. Several people, including myself, were hopeful that today would be the day that we saw this month's daily cards, and then I did realize, wait a minute. Kabam knows that Cyber Week is going to be a week long at the end of November, and they don't want this daily card to interfere with that. So my guess is they could hold it as late as next week to make sure that if it's especially a 28-day card, that it expires into December. But also, they could make it a rare 14-day card, which means there's no pressure to release it in the first week of the month either. Maybe they want to release it right before Cyber Week deals come out. So sometimes it's a 30-day card, sometimes it's a 14-day card. For years, like clockwork, we just assumed the first day of the month we would see a daily card. That is no longer the case. Kabam has made an effort to almost make it a surprise, which I don't know the value of that, but I do know with the new limited time store, we have longer deals than ever staying there, and that's their goal, for you to not miss it and for you to be tempted over the course of several days instead of, say, 24 hours to buy something. I'm sure the data in the economy of the game and in their bottom line looks to be more advantageous when you have, most importantly, multiple days of temptation. It's just harder to say no. It's like being trapped inside a casino and you've got a credit card and you say, oh, I'm not going to gamble today. But then you get bored and you're still trapped in the casino surrounded by slot machines or card tables or dice or whatever you're into. And so eventually you just wave the white flag and you give in, and you may or may not regret that decision. That's the same casino tactic that the Marvel Casino of Champions is now using in this updated store layout. With that being said, isn't it insane that the difference between a rank 3 to rank 4 5-star rank up gem and rank 4 to rank 5 5-star rank up gem is 50 units? What? That is wild. It's also wild that the Tricksters and Tyrants bundle now says limit 2 per week. Per week? Why the per week? Why not just limit 2? Are you saying because it's going to be here next week? Is that what you're saying? Weird wording. But let's just remind ourselves before we go any further in this video what the difference is between a rank 4 and a rank 5 5-star. Because in terms of items, it's a huge difference. So if we're taking, say, Gamora to rank 5, that is 2 tier 5 basic and 6 tier 2 alpha, along with 6 tier 1 alpha and 6 tier 4 class catalysts. Whereas if you're taking a 5-star to rank 4, it's just tier 4 basic, tier 4 class catalyst, tier 1 alpha, and tier 2 alpha. So I'm not saying that people are going to buy this who are Paragon because they're not really concerned about ranking up 5-stars anymore, although maybe you are for Ascension, I don't know. But the difference in 50 units is laughable. Especially because the difference from a 2 to 3 to a 3 to 4 is 100 units. And that doesn't seem like as much of a jump. Okay, now the big question is, Prof, is there any value for Paragon players in the 6-star rank up gems? So the rank 1 to rank 2 is 250 units. It doubles to 500. And then again, we have a huge ramp up. You'd think if it doubles to 500, it'll double to 1,000. No, it's going to 600% increase from 500 units to 3,000 units, and then that's going to triple to 9,000 units. Now, I will say this. Kabam's goal to drain your units before Cyber Week has a high price tag for most people. This is definitely a worse value in many ways than the 12,000 unit Act 8.3 exploration offer that also includes a 7-star crystal and a rank 1 to rank 2 7-star rank up gem for 3,000 more units. It is a generic, so at least they have that. But I think for 99% of people, this is a hard pass. Why did I say 99%, not 100%? Because if you're me, which I'm not saying your goal should be me because you'll get 3 hours of sleep and work 120 hours a week, you will be hoarding a bunch of crystals for this kind of reason. I want to take up as my next 2 rank 5 6-stars, and I believe that overall rank 5 6-stars are still better than rank 2 7-stars. Not for attack and health percentages, but for utility, especially because we still have no clue when 7-star Awakening Gems or 6 Stones are going to come. We know now, we don't assume, until 2024. So, we know we get Awakening Gems for 6 stars every month in side quests and 6 Stones in so many different ways. And so, I have prepared over 7,000 arena crystals that I have yet to open that are not, of course, including my 62,000 unit count. Now, my goal has always been to keep 50,000 units for Cyber Week. I have 12,000 units over that. But my goal is to keep 60,000 units in my stash before Necropolis hits, because I anticipate it costing me, along with all the 4-hour crystals that I've hoarded, and I have hoarded, I think, over 1,000 now of these, I anticipate it's going to cost me, at most, hopefully, 10,000 units to just complete it. And maybe it won't cost that much, but that's how much I'm budgeting, because I know my skills, or better yet, lack thereof. And Unit Man is oftentimes my best friend when I'm clearing hard content, and that means a ton of units. So, yeah, where are my 4-hour crystals? They keep moving these, you know what I mean? It's very strange to see how the crystals will just be coded into different spots depending on the week. But if I keep scrolling up, I am confident my eyes will run into them. And as we keep scrolling and keep scrolling and keep scrolling, 1,376 crystals of the 4-hour Paragon variety. The really interesting things about these is that you end up getting a ton of energy refills accidentally, and if you don't use them, you lose them. So this is also important that we have the new event quest coming this month very soon, and that will give us a chance to use those energy refills, or maybe you want to use them for 8.3, I don't know. Either way, there is some real value in these, but I think it's the 5-star gems, and that may not matter to most people anyway, because they're concentrated on 6 stars and 7 stars now. But I will be trying to get 2 before Cyber Week tech champions to rank 5, and that is Omega Sentinel and Lady D. But I highly recommend, if you are not in this 1% of 1% situation where you've got 60,000 units and 7,000 arena crystals, don't spend any units on them, because you're gonna get way better value for your units during Cyber Week. And Kabam wants you to have less units, so you have to spend cash to buy them. And so my goal is to separate my unique economic situation for both my YouTube channel and my in-game economy from what the average player has to work with, especially if you are a low spender or a free-to-play player. Hold on to all your units and all your cash. Just ignore all these offers. But Kabam is going to try to tempt you by keeping them there for several days, because that's a new strategy. So don't fall for it, and keep your units. Thanks for watching. Have a good one. Have a great weekend.